Hello, welcome to another episode of The End of the Search. This one I call it Just Be. What I mean by that? Basically, all that is being shared in these videos is never about doing anything. It's about just being, just the recognition of the isness that we are. That has nothing to do with the content of the mind. It has to do with the fact that we are. I am. God is. Love is. So, what happens? In beingness, there is just what is. In movement, there is what appears to be. What is it what appears to be? Movement of thoughts, movement of feelings, movement of sensations, but all of that seem to be happening, guess where? In beingness. And you are the beingness, not the thoughts, not the feelings, not the sensations, not the circumstances. So all that is being done through these videos or through this information is to remember the fact that I am, we are. Now the mind tries to make sense of all of this because it's the resistance to the obvious. Right now, right this moment, okay? It's not a moment in time and space, but I don't know what other words to use. Right now, can you not be? And I know what usually happens. The mind is filled with arguments. Yeah, this sounds great, but I'm having these problems. I'm having these issues. Look at whatever the excuse may be, and then we're going back to what is always being reminded of here. Those so-called issues or problems, whatever you want to call it, which I am not discrediting or discarding or anything. I'm just pointing to the obvious. All these seeming problems, aren't there just thoughts? Are not there just thoughts? And please, I don't want you to sit here and just sort of listen. I just want you to do the investigation with me so you can see. So I'm pointing to the obvious. Whatever the problem may be, or the problem may seem to be, is not that a thought? Because all that there is right now is what is, pure beingness. See, we're being all the time. And then the mind comes up with a thought, and the tendency, just out of habit, is to identify with the thought. And now we're saying, I have a problem. But in reality, beingness never has a problem. The space never has a problem. What is projected onto or into or within it is what gives the appearance of a problem. But the space is always being. So, right now, just do the investigation and tell me if you are not just being right now. And if you're being without identification with the content of the mind, what is the problem? Where is the problem? You see, it's just life. That's what we're reminded of here. And yes, the mind will come up with, yeah, but how do I deal with this? That's not the issue here. The issue is that is the beingness, which is what I am, always, is being overlooked by some kind of a story. And the question, how do I handle that, is very simple. It'll be handled the way it's supposed to be handled according to, I don't know, according to the will of the universe. I don't know. But you can live in peace always by simply being, by not being identified with the content of the mind, and life will unfold as it will. If something needs to be done for a particular issue, that will be done. If something does not need to be done, then nothing will be done. But the fact is that whether something is done or something is not done, I am being. And that is the peace that passes all understanding. That's the happiness that we're pointing to always. Always. This is simple. Life is simple. It's just that we are identified with a sense of identity, which consequently it's identified with all the thinking. But thinking happens, but you are. Feelings happen, but you are. Situations happen, but you are. And actually, what I should say, they seem to happen. Thoughts seem to happen. It's an appearance. It's not a reality. Sensations seem to happen. Situations seem to happen. But I am. You see? And this is the invitation to simply be. And this is very simple. Because it doesn't require any effort. Identified with thinking requires effort. You see? Interpretations require effort. But beingness doesn't. And you are. And that's what is being reminded of here. Just being. Always. And now, as thought happens, they could be seen. As sensations happen or seem to happen, they could be experienced, but they do not shake my foundation. You know, they cannot disturb the peace that I am. Yeah, pain and pleasure may appear in the appearance, but there's no suffering. There's just peace through the whole process, because you are that peace. Peace is not something that you're seeking or you're going to get. Just like happiness. And happiness and peace are synonymous, so we're the same thing. The beingness that I am is always. You can never not be. Try not to be. Try it. The problem is that we think that we are being something. And then, if I think I am that something, when that something change shapes or so, or moves, then I cannot move with it, and I say I am moving. But in reality, it's not me who's moving. It's the attention who may seem to be moving. But I am. This is the invitation. And this is a way of living. This is what I refer to as meditation. Not that I have to close my eyes and for a few minutes during the day I meditate. No. To me, at least within the content of these videos, meditation is not 24/7, because there's a portion of that time where we are not, because we are in deep sleep, right? But while we seems to be awake, meditation to me is just simply being conscious that I am. That's all. Right now you are, while you're listening to this video or watching this video, you are always, in spite of what you may be doing, because the doing have nothing to do with who you are. The doing is also an appearance within the dream, so to speak. But the beingness is what you are while you seem to be doing. You are being while you're changing the baby's diapers. You are being while you're talking to your friends. You are being while you may be even crying. You are being while you are watching television. You are being while you're cooking. You are being while you're taking a shower. You are being while you're driving. You are being always. That never changes, you see. The activities may change, but the substratum, you see, the background, that never changes. And that's what we're pointing to. And that's how you can observe the movie play itself without being identified with it. And this is not esoteric. This is not theoretical. This is fact. Let's put it to the test right now. Right now you are being, aren't you? Can you say that you are not? And the answer is no, you cannot say you're not. You're always being. The only thing is that if you're identified with the mind or with thought, let's put it this way, then thoughts are interpreting everything and you are buying the interpretation rather than just simply being while whatever happens seems to be happening. That's why it says nothing means anything. Why things happen, I don't know, and it doesn't matter. I don't know why things do happen. Things do seem to be happening, but I am. And you can go through every single life experience with that attitude, that is living in the world with a mind that is not of the world. Let's put it to the test right now. Tell me, what kind of problem you seem to be having right now? Whatever problem may be, it doesn't matter. It could be health, could be financially, could be relationship, could be, I don't know. What kind of problem you think you have right now? We're going to put it to the test right this moment. Do you see? You can see that this is not, again, esoteric. Okay. Let's say your issue is with, I don't know, with your neighbor or family. It doesn't matter. Or it doesn't matter. Right now, just be. Just be. Don't identify with the mind's interpretation of your present moment or whatever story the mind is conjuring up. We're not denying anything. We're not suppressing anything. I'm just simply showing you the obvious. Right now, just be. Just be. You're being. Because you cannot not be anyway, but I could also say don't identify with the mind. Don't identify with the thinking. Don't believe in it. Just be. You see? What is the experience right now? Now let me ask you, is that problem or situation has changed? Probably not. See, things are not any different, but the way you're living them is different. That's a change of mentality. See, that's the investigation. That's what we're pointing to. And notice that right now, as you're being, you have no problems. Because problems are imaginary. And then, as you are being, life takes care of life. And if there's something you need to do about it, it'll be done through you. So it's not like you all of a sudden are sitting in a cave hiding from everything. No, you're not. You're being you can actually be very active. But with a different mentality, because you're not being overwhelmed by thinking. You see? Now thinking is no longer a distraction. It's just simply an appearance. And as you rest in beingness, because the peace that you are is recognized, is what you are, is extended through you. Doesn't matter what the world does, it's irrelevant. You don't get caught in all this stuff you've learned, anything, you're just being. Now, just stay there. That's invitation. And trust and see how, again, if there's something that needs to be done, will be done through you. And then you're going, oh my God, yeah, it was done, and I was just so worried about it and so concerned. And then you go back again to remember that you are. I am. You see? I am being. That never changes. That is permanent. You see? And see how life unfolds. Whatever happens, happens. But not being identified with the thinking process. You know, thinking happens, but you're not identified with the thoughts, meaning with the interpretations that the mind wants to make of anything. You're resting in peace, you see? The peace that passes all understanding. And that's how you live your life in peace. That's how you live your life happily. Because you have recognized that happiness is the experience, the direct experience of non-judgment. Yeah, judgments will be made for practical things. You know, if I tell you, give me the telephone that is on top of the table, where telephone is a judgment, table is a judgment, and then knowing that the thing called telephone is going to be on top of the table and give it to me. All of these are judgments, but they're not really what we're talking about here. They're just part of the functionality of this human experience. In the same thing that you have learned things to be able to do whatever you do. If you're a doctor, you have learned how to do an operation, so when you find yourself operating, you know what to do. But none of that is being influenced by concern, by worry or anything. It's just what is being done through you while you're being, you see. And you're being before you started the operation, you are being while the operation takes place, and you're still being after the operation is finished. But you're not caught in the mind with stories or thinking in terms of anything. You're just being. See, life happens. And right now you're being. You see? You simply be, that's all. That's all we're doing here. quote unquote doing. So technically it's doing nothing. What do you have to do in order to be? Absolutely nothing. This is all we're remembering here, that's all. There's nothing else. Nothing else is going to be said, you know. This is it. Just be. Simply be. Because you are. And that is love. Okay, well, this is what the inspiration that came through me, so, or through this instrument. Hope it helped. And as always, may peace permeate the mind so that love can be extended.